Into the Level Up Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, John Knott. I have my analyst for this evening, Mr. West, as well as CJ. We're going to get into some talk with the NBA. We are pretty set for the Eastern Conference Finals as well as the Western Conference Finals. And we'll also get into some talk with about Giannis Antetokounmpo, as well as the recent NFL release of the schedule for this coming up year. First things first, we'll get into question number one for tonight. The Eastern Conference Finals is now set between the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knicks. So the first question is, who do you have winning the series and why? I will start off with Wes.
Yeah, I got the Knicks winning just because I know we're big on them in the beginning, and I think we all kind of ruled them out. But after watching them play the last two series, man, it's hard not to go with the Knicks. They're looking good. Brunson's looking good, and that whole team is firing all cylinders right now.
Agreed. CJ, who do you have winning that series?
I'm gonna go with my boy West too. Say the same. I'm going New York, New York all the way. It's pretty good to be able to see a New York team finally make it all the way to the NBA Finals. So they look like they got everything together. I mean, Indiana Pacers are slowly coming, but I feel like the New York Knicks are a little bit more complete with Towns and Brunson and their whole grit of that team. So uh, I like. Only thing I don't like is that New York tends to get down early. Like with Boston, they got down to by 20 two different times before they came back and won the game. But I just don't want them to fall into that pace with the Indiana Pacers.
I got you. I would say, man, out of these two teams, it's been a long time coming for, the Knicks getting back to that where they got into a conference, championship game. Uh, So, in the whole state of New York, man, these people have been waiting for a championship, man, I think since the 70s. So it's more so a lot of people have been, looking forward to seeing the Knicks being into the conference finals as well as getting into the finals again. I know at least what I can remember, 1999, I was a senior in high school, man. So it has been a long time coming for the Knicks, for them getting into it. I'm pretty much like you guys. I do see the New York Knicks advancing, um, and simply because I just think they got more firepower. I think they have more players. When you said Brunson, you have Karl Anthony Towns, you have Hart. Um, you just basically have more Anunoby. You have more players that have more firepower in that regard. So. I really do see them doing it as long as no granted, the one thing that we've been looking at is these playoffs have shown us um, from the Warriors team to even with today with the Denver Nuggets, injuries can derail your team. So hopefully, they don't have to deal with any injuries in regards to the series as it gets started coming up on Wednesday. All right. So that was question number one. So now let's go to question number two for this evening. The Western Conference Final is now set between the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who do you believe wins this series as they head toward the finals? CJ, I'll start with you and then I go to West.
With this series, man, I'm in a toss up, but it's I would like the winner to be probably um
And for this question is, who do you see winning it? That's the question. Who do you see winning it?
OKC right now.
Okay.
OKC, I see them. They they got a young, hungry group of players over there, right? But can they? Is there a person on Minnesota that can derail them? Yes. Anthony Edwards is that type of guy.
Mhm.
So um, So that's why I sit there and say like, can I mean Minnesota got big men over there and stuff like that, but Anthony Edwards is slowly showing his dominance on the league. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
on these players. So um, I think we'll see what he does. That Timberwolves go as he go. Put it like that.
Mhm.
So they go as he go. So I say OKC. I mean, I'm low key rooting for the underdog in this is the Timberwolves in my eyes. But you know if Minnesota makes it, I'm cool. But I think it's gonna come out OKC though.
I got you. Wesley, who do you have winning the series for that one for the Western Conference?
Hey, I got OKC myself. Just like the way they're playing. They're young. They're hungry. I like Caruso. Man, I think that whole team's got grit, and it's going to be very difficult to beat. They got so much talent off that bench as well. Their defense is fantastic.
All right. I think it's pretty we're pretty similar with this one. I do have OKC as well winning it. If you look at what they had to go through, they've been more tested, I believe. You had the Timberwolves playing against the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry is injured. Um, I mean, you have the Knicks playing against the Celtics, which I think most of us probably feel they probably would have won had Tatum not been injured, but they had, I would say, a little bit lesser path because of the injury. But and then again, I guess you can say it's almost even because even today, even though Aaron Gordon did go today, you could tell he wasn't at full strength. Nevertheless, I mean the way that they beat them, it was pretty sound. That they were the team that deserved to win. So I can't deny that with that squad. I do think I didn't notice until just recently. I did a lot of research and video clips of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I did not notice who he reminded me of on the offensive side of the ball. If you take some videos, you guys get a chance, look up footage of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and then compare his footwork to Kobe Bryant. You'll be amazed at how similar they are. I did not know that they were going to be that similar, but footwork wise, he's got a tick for tack, man. Like he may not be explosive and dunk as well as Kobe did, and have some of the flair that he brought, but he's definitely got the mentality as far as like when he's attacking mode and driving to the basket. But I do say OKC is going to win this series for that one as well. All right, so that was question number two. Now the next one is for number three. What two teams do you want to see play in the NBA Finals? And I'll take a stab at this one first. So the two teams I think that we would want to see in the NBA Finals, if I had to say, I mean, of course, who wouldn't want to watch New York? And then I would say, well, who wouldn't want to see Anthony Edwards? I'm sorry, he's the he's the price of admission for that Finals ticket. I mean, literally, I mean, just watching him by himself. Uh, whether it's defense, getting the crowd into it, he's very enthusiastic. And I think for the Knicks, even if the Knicks players are not doing anything at that moment, who wouldn't mind looking at the sideline and seeing Spike Lee or you name any New York entertainer that stays there? I mean, they have so many people on the sidelines to watch. We could just talk about have a podcast about the famous people that they have on the sideline sitting each game. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what two teams would you guys like to see? I'll go back to you, West, and then I go back to CJ.
Yeah, I'm right there. I mean, if it was up to me, if it could happen, I know it can't. Uh, you know, you'd love to see OKC and the Timberwolves, even though that's theoretically impossible. But
I got you.
I got to say the Knicks myself. I do. I remember the Knicks of old. We're roughly around the same age, and that was just a tough, gritty team there with Oakley and Ewing and Starks and those guys.
Mhm.
Good to see them getting back, playing good ball. But the Knicks and I'm going with OKC myself. I
Okay.
mean, I like the Timberwolves. I do, but I like to see the young guys come in because I mean, this is a chance for them to you know uh, really look at the possibility of multiple championships.
All right. CJ, what do you say about it, man?
Uh, I say the teams I like to see for excitement, I say for the NBA Finals, excitement would be the Timberwolves and the Knicks. I think that'd be the most exciting matchup. I think people's kind of bored of seeing Denver, in a sense, get there because it's like, Joker just got him another one again. It's the thing about when you compare basketball to football, the
Hmm.
people like it when there's some rockiness, some unsureness. You're not definite of who is going to get there. You know what I'm saying? And football always has had that type of excitement.
Right.
Basketball misses that when you play these series a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And but in a sense that Anthony Edwards is a showman, so he's been able to entertain. The New York Knicks as a whole, the team has energized all of New York. So I think those two teams will be great to see in the finals. Um, to tell you the truth, I would love it if either team makes it. And if Minnesota wins, it's certain Anthony Edwards is the next coming of Michael Jordan. If it's New York Knicks, it's New York Knicks winning the championship that they've been missing for a long time. So it's dope on all fronts.
Yeah, I totally agree. And while we're at it, before I move on to our next question, before we get into question number four, and you just tell me straight up who do you had? Who was your MVP, CJ,
Uh MVP for the
for the NBA? So the both of most of the going into Game 7 was between Shea and Joker. Who would you have picked if you had a vote?
it'd have been SGA.
Okay, Wes. How about you?
Oh, it's Shea.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Shea definitely got it this year. You know, looking at him in the playoffs and how he played this today, he's the lead role for that, and I think he deserved it. Now I will not say that we can't overlook what Joker has done. I think the other day scoring 40 something points and some nights where he hasn't had the help with Jamal being injured or whatever and out, toward the end of the regular season. But I definitely would say Shea deserved it this year. That's my pick as well. Just wanted to see what you guys have in your mind and thoughts for that. All right, going to question number four. So this past week, Giannis Antetokounmpo stated that he is open to other teams this offseason. What team do you believe makes more sense if he chooses to leave? And I got a little eye candy for you to look at with some different jerseys with his nice grin. CJ, I'll start off with you, man. Who looks like a better fit if he's wearing that jersey? Who looks like a better fit for Giannis?
Man,
I know you see the Bulls in the far left corner. I don't know if that intrigues your
yeah.
interest, but
I I mean, I'm be honest with you. Just off of if he's trying to win a ring, right? Like
mhm, mhm.
time now before the window closes. He looks good in a Golden State uniform. I'll be honest with you. He looks good in Golden State. He looks. Uh, he would look good for the Clippers too. He would look good for the Clippers. Everybody else is either he gonna hit the. I mean, and in those two teams, if he goes to the Golden State or if he goes to Clippers, I can almost guarantee they'll win the championship. Either one of those teams. I don't know about like Minnesota, Denver, and the rest of them because salary because
Right.
you may have to lose something.
You're gonna have to lose somebody.
Uh, Golden State has proved that they don't mind paying luxury tax. Clippers might, if they want a championship, they may do that too. But everybody else, I can't say the Lakers because unless LeBron leaves and
Exactly.
retires, they got too much money tied up in LeBron. You see what I'm saying? Boston, too much money. Dallas, too much money. It's like that's why I can't pick them. And I don't want them to go to Chicago because it's my team. But I mean, he ain't gonna win no championship with just him. My same with Miami. Yeah, so yeah, the best, but out the two, Golden State Clippers, I would say probably Golden State for sure, and that'll get him over the hump because of everything they have there.
All right, Wes, what do you say about it? Who do you think is a better fit for him?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I too am a Bulls fan. They look fantastic, but with him, what do you have to give up? Anywhere you
Exactly.
go, they're going to have to give up something, and I think it makes more sense for him to go to a young uh, team that's got some compository picks, and so I'm looking towards Houston, making a lot of sense to me. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, so they have some young prospects. You don't have to pay them as much right now. You got a good chance to win. I mean, they were a playoff team. Uh, but wherever you go, he's going to have to give it up. So you know, the Mavericks maybe just because maybe they're just looking to earn some more respect from their from their fans that they lost with the Luka deal. But honestly, I think the two landing spots uh, would be the Rockets and the Spurs.
I tell you, yeah, the Rockets and either one, because both of them, I know the Rockets have been, landing some pretty good talent. They're young players they have. The
Mm-hmm.
Spurs, if I'm not mistaken, they got the second pick in the draft this coming up year. So you just had Victor Wembanyama go, and then last year you got the rookie of the year with Stephon Castle, and
Mm-hmm.
then now they can get another pick. They can get up for this coming up year. Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, that would be kind of crazy to see him and Victor play. One other team, I don't know where they are. That's kind of I don't know. I don't see them being a championship, and that's the thing. He did state the team that he wants to go to is a team that the organization believes in winning championships. So like championships is their main go-to. Out of those teams I look at right now, the ones I see that have won a championship in the last 10 so years, Boston, Golden State, Lakers. Dallas has been a little bit over 10 years now, but Clippers hadn't won anything yet. Denver, yes, but like you said, we don't know how much they got to give up. So yeah, I do agree with you guys. If LeBron has came out and said that he will retire, of course we have the salary right then and there to get him and swoop him up easily. But the only thing about it, the Bucks are gonna want something in return. They're not gonna give up their best player, and I mean they're gonna be losing for some years before they can get back to a winning team. So that's something that we have to look at in regards to that. All right, we'll go ahead and go to our last question for the night, and that is dealing with the NFL. The NFL was had this new schedule released for the 2025 season. And the question is, how comfortable are you with your team's schedule? I will start off this question with my Packers. Um, from looking at who we play, everybody knows we have in our division, we have the Lions, we have the Vikings, um, and we have the Bears. The one team I would say for myself, and I know they're going to get better because they have Ben Johnson come from the Detroit Lions. We're not worrying about the Bears this year per se. Uh, Vikings still they got a rookie they got to deal with. Uh, but those games that we normally don't play, like we have to play the Ravens at the end of the year. We have the Broncos. Cardinals we're not necessarily worried about. We don't even know who the quarterback is going to be for the Steelers. Panthers we're not worried about. We do have to play the Eagles this year, but we played them at home. We played them at the Eagles last year for the opening game. We also have the Cowboys. And we do have the Bengals week 6. So those are the teams I think I feel pretty comfortable. Giving it, like I said, the Bengals, the Ravens, and I will say the Eagles. Those are going to be our toughest tests on our schedule. Two of which coming from the AFC North. And we do also have the Browns as well, but we're not. I don't think we will be not being able to sleep at night knowing that we're playing the Browns as of right now. But that's my team's schedule. We'll go to yours, Wes. We seem like we lost CJ for a second. We'll see if he can chime back in or not. But we'll go to your team's schedule here.
Mm-hmm.
And who do you feel comfortable with your schedule?
Well, I mean, just off the bat, just looking. I mean, you got. I feel good within our division. I mean, I think we're much improved. We definitely got the offense, I believe. The question's always been the defense, right? It doesn't matter if you score 41 points if you give up 42. So,
Right.
looking at the Lions, um, that's going to be a tough one. Even Dallas is tough going in. We have Tampa Bay in the division. I mean, it's a tough schedule. It is a tough schedule. I mean, it's one of the toughest schedules I believe uh, for any team. When you have the Commanders and you got San Fran Vikings. It's not even the Rams away. I mean, it's a tough one, but I feel good. I always feel good though going into the season. That might be my problem, uh, but I like our chances to win the South and make the playoffs, and hopefully we'd have a deep run. But it just depends on the defense. I'd like to see our new addition to the edge rushers. I actually like to see us get to the quarterback, uh,
Mhm.
run some more rushing. I think we were dead last in sacks last year. We're right there about, and then also in percentages, we just didn't have the push on the line. So I only think we blitzed 25% of the plays of the down. So I mean that's not going to get it done.
Gotcha. Man, the only thing I do see, yeah, like you said, the 49ers I'm looking at, if I'm just glancing at it. 49ers, Dolphins here, there, yeah, they may be shaky
Bills,
defense. Um,
Bills, Commanders. Oh, yeah, man.
Bills, yeah, the Commanders, yeah. But other than that, I mean, the Panthers shouldn't scare you. Titans shouldn't scare you right off the back unless, you know, you got Cam Ward coming in just launching 400 yards every game or something like that by that time. Cardinals shouldn't scare you. Jets, Patriots, they still got some things they got to work out. So, but yeah, you guys look pretty solid. If you guys have start out the season with a couple of wins, it's always that, those games where, like you're playing October 19th, you got San Francisco on the schedule. I mean, if y'all come out those first few games, you got the Lions, starting out too. So, uh, but everybody got to look at it. The Lions are going to be different. They're not going to be the same offensive team that you saw last year with Ben Johnson not being the offense coordinator. I think they're going to be totally different. I think you're going to have key moments for them offensively, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're going to be the same team.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to win against the team, it might as well be early. So,
Right.
that
Be
might
good
be
at
to our
beginning.
favor playing them out the gate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's look at Amon is not on the call tonight. Neither is James, and CJ's just
Y'all
his
don't hear me?
internet went out. You
Y'all
you
don't see
here?
me?
Okay. Let's
We
let's
got
take a look at your schedule, CJ. Let's look at the Commanders. How do you feel about your team starting out?
We gonna start out probably. It's gonna be a rough road, all the way up to our bye week. Um, one, two. I can see the Giants as a win. I'm clock that as a win. Green Bay, that's up in the air. Oakland Raiders. I feel like we'll win that one. The Falcons is probably gonna be pretty tough. Chargers is gonna be tough. These are like playoff capable teams, man. And the Bears, Dallas, Chiefs, like have the roughest stretch of playoff potential team
Teams, yeah.
in that before that bye week. Look, we even got Kansas City Chiefs, the Seahawks, Lions, and then the Miami Dolphins. all I mean, we playing at least 6 or 7 playoff potential teams before we even get to our bye week.
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, if we can make it to the bye week, if we can make it to the bye week with about 8 wins, if we can make it to the bye week with 8 wins, I'm cool. I'm could then yeah we'll have Denver Broncos. I feel like we'll win that one. Vikings, that'll be up in the air. Giants again, cool. And then we get down. So now if I say we beat the Giants both times, we'll be 10 wins in, right? So then that puts us against the Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. To me, I feel like you should be able to. Well, last year that spoke differently because our conference, you had to have almost 12 or 13 wins. But if we could pull off 2 wins towards the end, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to have a 12-win season, I think we'll be okay. We should be able to make the playoffs with a 12-win season. I
Well, three of
think.
those three of those last 5 games you'd be playing, you got to look at, okay, if AJ McCarthy's playing at the whole season, he's still a rookie that week 14. You also have a rookie. Well, actually, it all depends on how the Giants want to play it because they do have Russell Wilson. I would assume by that time the rookie will be playing, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
It all depends on how well he's been playing at that time. But those are the 2 games I was going to say that, hey, may not look as bad as it looks on paper, but we shall see about that. All right, let's dissect the 2 guys that are not on the call tonight, and that's going to be Amon's schedule. Let's go to Raiders first. So the Raiders start off their first 5 weeks with the Patriots, the Chargers, the Commanders, the Bears, the Colts. Let's just say out of the first 5, how many wins y'all giving them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might give them
I
2.
might give them. Yeah. I mean, we're playing spades. I got one and a strong possible.
And my week 1 is that first one that I'm thinking they might get with the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then they may get the Bears.
That's like again, if the Bears, if the offensive line holds up better than last year, the Bears could be a threat.
Yes, especially with Ben Johnson and putting his schemes together to help them with, blocking schematics and all that. So yeah, I would say I give them maybe 1 impossible. All right, let's look at the second week they got. They got the Titans, Chiefs, a bye week, the Jaguars, and then the Broncos. I'll give them because it's I'm trying to think of his name. Because you have Geno there at the helm at quarterback, I would assume that he should be able to go and handle business with the Titans. I see a loss to the Chiefs. It's a flip in the coin with the Jaguars. And I say another loss to them on the Broncos. What do you guys say?
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, the spades is telling me you got one strong possible there. I mean, I can see
Yep.
them pulling off the Tennessee, um, you know, but I don't see them getting by Kansas City. I
No, I
don't
don't
see them
see the Kansas City
getting
yet.
by Denver. And honestly, I mean, with the additions the Jaguars, I think they go out and they get Ramsey as well. I think they traded for him or something. Either way, it's going to be difficult.
Let's see. Hold on, I'll find that out for you. And then that last week they have a week and a half, they got the Cowboys, they got the Chargers, the Broncos again, the Eagles is on there, then the Houston Texans, and then the Chiefs again. So I'm pretty sure Ahmad would say he doesn't look too comfortable with their schedule, how they're going to be playing about around that time.
Yeah,
Um,
it's looking rough.
yeah, it's looking pretty rough. All right, we'll finish out with the
It, it, it,
Jets.
hey, it's gonna be rough for the Raiders overall. Because
Yeah, overall, yeah, it's going to be bad.
who's the quarterback?
let's go back to that.
You know,
So the quarterback is Geno. They remember they traded with the Seahawks for Geno.
Ooh.
So Geno's going into. I mean, they did get a running back,
they got
but
Genty.
you got one of the top tight ends now. Yeah, but who else do you have at receiver? And
Yeah.
your defense has had issues for a minute.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. It's gonna look. We'll see because I don't think so. Yeah.
we got Beck from I believe from Clemson, I believe, or is he from Clemson? No, he's I think maybe TCU. Got one of them, or Kansas State, somewhere from around there. But he's
And
pretty
somebody
much
had a question about Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, he's still with the. He is still currently with the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
All right, let's go to the last one for the night. Let's check out James's schedule with the Jets. So he starts off his season with the Steelers, who's still kind of up in the air with their quarterback situation. But then they've got the Bills, playoff team. Tampa Bay, you would think playoff team. The Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Broncos, Panthers, not so bad. But then the Bengals. Then I see the Browns. Patriots, not so bad. Then you got the Baltimore Ravens, the Falcons, the Dolphins again, Jaguars, Saints, not too scary. And then the Patriots are not too scary. But then you ended off with the Bills again. Um, I won't say their schedule is as bad as uh, the Raiders, but they're not too far behind.
Yeah,
Especially when you don't know who your quarterback is and how that's going to play out. Well, you said it's Justin Fields, but let's see if you keep him in there the whole year.
right.
So,
Well, and it might help them too playing the Bills towards the end of it because they might be starting or sitting their starters, getting ready for the
right.
playoffs. So
That's true. That's true. So, I don't know, man, but this is going to be an upcoming season. This upcoming season is going to be pretty nice to, it'd be amazing to see what players get picked. I know we have plenty of time to talk about that. We have fantasy football leagues coming up in the next couple months. Uh, well, maybe 2 months and a couple weeks before some of the drafts get going. But and some of them are already going. I know Wesley, you were saying recently about some of your draft leagues already getting going.
yeah, we do a dynasty, a rookie dynasty. So you only have 4 rounds essentially,
Yeah.
and the kicker is whomever you pull for the 4, you got to hold them for at least 2 years. So uh, it can be challenging. I got a pretty decent team, but um, with these with the 4 picks that I had, I went pretty heavy with running back, and then my last pick was Jackson Dart.
Okay. We'll see how he turns out. It may be who knows, maybe he might be what um, Jaden Daniels was from last year. We'll see. Well, that'll wrap it up for this week's show. We'll be back on in a couple of weeks. Always, if you like us, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like or subscribe to us as well on Facebook. And we'll continue to. We thank you for the support. We've got a lot of love recent weeks, and we plan to keep it going. As always, you guys have a blessed week, and until the next time.
All
Love you.
right, level up.